Hey, what's up, y'all? You're watching Trent and Heath, and today we're going to be doing a hill rebuild, specifically on this one, but we'll be putting some new top lifts and combo hills on these Magnannis. So, let's get started. You can tell this one is so sloped. This guy actually wore through his top lift and kept on going. So this is the tire and the rim. He wore through his tire, kept wearing into his rim, and he left this thing in another state. I don't know. He just kept on going. But you can see the difference. And it's supposed to be even taller than this. So we're going to have to completely take this whole block off and rebuild it out of some stacked leather. Sorry, y'all. Allergies have got me this week, so you'll probably hear me very annoyingly clear my throat quite a bit. And let me start off kind of right out of the chute by saying I like Magnanni. They're very sleek, very sharp looking shoes. I am a little surprised that they didn't use stacked leather when they made these shoes. It's more of a pressed board, kind of something you'd get on Johnson & Murphy. And you can see it just kind of crumbles and tears. It's just like pressed paper. I would expect something of this price to come with a better heel block, but the rest of the shoe is pretty good. It's again just chunks, and sometimes you'll see, it's kind of a clue to me that a shoe brand will put a lot of, I guess they drop more of their budget on the upper and the part you see, including they'll put a nice top lift on, but it's that sandwiched in between the top lift and the outsole, that block, all you're seeing is strictly right here. As long as it looks clean around here, then that's, you know, all you're really interested in. But strictly me coming from a somebody who understands shoes, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. It's not a deal breaker though. I've got plenty of shoes that have heel blocks like that. Any pair of shoes that I make, I would never put that on, but I have bought plenty of shoes that have heels like that, and I have plenty of shoes that have solid leather. So I'm going to sand part of this off. It's just glued down, so it's like glued paper, and it's hard to really try to pull it off, so I just kind of sand it off. So we cut a lot of our full soles just out of, you know, we import them by a giant sole bin, and so when we cut out our full soles, we wind up with a lot of extra, you know, little scrap pieces. They're great for building up heel blocks, and so that's what I'm gonna do here. Just cut out several pieces like this, and then we'll glue them and stack them together, and we'll have stacked heels. We've got the old heel block sanded off, so it's completely down to the sole leather. And if you remember, this guy had actually worn it so far down that he was only about 1 millimeter from actually wearing into the sole itself. So guys, please check your shoes and don't do that. We're going to replace this guy's shoes with actual stacked leather shoes. So we're actually going to upgrade his blocks. And so if you ever wonder, like, what is a stacked leather heel, it's exactly what it sounds like. It is stacked leather. They're just pieces like this. Now, I may mention, we cut a lot of our own sole leather, and so we're always winding up with pieces of old soles, and so we can just cut these things out. And I already cheated. I put some glue on here, knock them together. Here's one I've already cut, and it's just like that. So the next thing that we're actually going to do is, there's a couple of ways that you can actually build a heel block. One is you can buy pre-made heel blocks, which sometimes that's fine. We've used them before. The other way is to strictly get stacked leather and put it onto the heel, nail it down, glue it down. If you can notice about these shoes, they're kind of concaved. It's all the way up through, usually up through the waist. You can notice that there's a little bit of a roundness to the shape of it. It's like the heel of a foot. It's kind of round. So there's different ways on putting on a heel block. You could just take layers of stacked leather and just glue them down, but what happens is it's going to be higher in the middle than it is on the sides. So when you put something flat on there, you're going to have to push that leather down, but then it's going to kind of stick up. If I were to put this on, you can see that it sticks up on the sides. So if I push this down, it's going to be higher in the middle. You can do that, and once you get it nailed down, then you can go through and sand it right there in the middle until it's flat, or you can do with kind of the more traditional way of doing it and put a heel rand. Some people just call them rands, some people just call them a heel split lifter. There's different words, but basically you just take a piece of leather and you, first of all, you got to skive it down to where it comes to a thicker here and comes down to a fine point, and then you serrate it, and that allows it to curve. And you want to sand this down. So you remember, anytime you put leather together, you don't usually want to have it to where the skin side is still on it, because that's sometimes what leads to a squeaking shoe. So I cheated. I went ahead and put some glue on these things. All right, so we put these heel rands on, and you can see that's why they're serrated, so they can help kind of make a sharp turn. And what that does is then adds kind of a flatter surface. So now you can start to build your heel block on top of that, which we've already done. So that will sit straight on top of there. Also, I put a few tacks in here just to hold that in place. But now we turn to our Old Faithful, the glue. Let that glue set up, and these are the combination heels that we're going to wind up putting on. I've went ahead and glassed this and dyed them. Even though these come pretty roughed up already, I just like to go through and rough up that rubber, the back portion of the combination heels. Alright, so I have gone ahead and put the heel block on, put some nails in it. You can see that that heel rand created a nice flat surface all the way across. And then what we did is we sanded down, because if you've ever had a pair of shoes that the heel actually kicks up, and I've actually seen these straight out of the box, it's because the heel block was not originally shaped to the right height of the heel lift. So we actually have to sand down in the front so that it's higher in the back, so when we put the heel lift on and you sit it on the table, it's completely flat. So we've got that done, and I've went ahead and put glue on this, put glue on the top lift, and we're going to go ahead and put those on now. Alright, so we've put our top lifts on. We've already inked it, edged it, and now we're just kind of doing the pretty stuff here at the end. We'll put some brass tacks and little assorted decorated patterns on the heel lifts here, and then we'll put some wax on here and really shine this up, and then we'll shine up the shoe and we'll show you the after. Alright, so we've put the top lift on, we put our little decorative tacks on, and now we're just going to go shine this up, use a mirror gloss, Sapphire mirror gloss. And the cool thing about soles and heels is the leather is so hard, you can use the harder waxes, and just let it kind of build its own little patina. Alright, so we are finished up now, and I went over this with us, the Pomadier Neutral Saphir Mid Adhered, and there's so many highlights and lowlights in this shoe automatically on these monks that you don't want to put any more color in it than it's already got. Just let that natural beauty stand out. Here's the heels after we put some high gloss wax on them, and I think he's gonna be pretty happy with these things. But hey, if you like this video, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want us to talk about something particular, you know, put a comment below and like this video and tell your friends all about us. Thanks and have a good one.